EFCC, the menace of vote buying is taking deeper roots in our electioneering process, and something drastic must be done to address it. In this regard, the Ilorin Zonal Command of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arraigned 4 persons before Justice Matthias Agbola of the Osun State High Court, Osogbo, for alleged bribery of voters during the state governorship election on the 16th of July 2022. They were arrested by operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission at different polling units following credible intelligence that they were inducing voters with money to vote their preferred candidate. Jide, this is the first time I'm seeing this kind of thing. Prosecution of those guys that flood our filling polling units, but it might just. I know why you're laughing.
This one will just be laughing. People already they've labeled you the.
Because I know that this will not get to the root of it, but at least on the face value, EFCC.
So let us even see them to be arresting these people. You know. What I hate to see is the impunity. Don't do it. Don't
so brazen.
Yes, just do.
Polling units.
Stop doing it as if no, if you do it, that nothing will happen. You know that during the Ekiti election, some guests they did this live chat that they do. You know, all those young guests. Immediately after they were giving money.
Yes, I saw that.
Is this Snapchat or what is it? They just did it showing them. Say, see, they've given us money. Oh.
10,000
I said,
naira.
So you can even flaunt the money that you are
They
given.
don't mind.
Is that bad in our country?
Yes.
That you are doing something that is wrong, you sold your conscience in public, and you are happy to announce it that you sold your conscience.
Hunger will not allow them.
So what kind of thing is this? So I know that increasing digitalization of our electoral process has made it more difficult for elections to be rigged. Ballot rigging used to be a lot common. In fact, ballot snatching too was a lot, very common. But now,
they're just wasting your time.
While we are happy that the power has returned to the hands of the voter, we can't be happy that the voter has now decided that in exercising that power, there's nothing wrong in selling his conscience. It's a good thing if you know
poverty, and in return,
so
those guys will collect
the voter himself has some of the blame. We should be happy that the electoral process is being rejigged, being fine-tuned, so that power can indeed reside in the voter. But for the voter to now abuse, in my view, the voter abuses that power by electing to sell his conscience to the highest bidder. This is wrong. We see elections in other places. It is in our country that I see people induce voters to vote for them the way we are doing. And now, the commercialization of the political process in our country is almost complete. Because every stage, you must spend money. Now, in my view, we can't stop at the person, the agent, because these are agents of these politicians. The people who direct the agents to go and bribe people to vote for them, and the people who get bribed on election day, they are just all culpable, and we should be arresting all of them, not just the person that we catch giving people money, the ones receiving it. And we can't claim that we cannot find anybody who received money. Both the giver and the taker are culpable. That's the point that I'm making. And for us to stop this madness, we have to go for the people who collect the money, go for the people who give out the money. That way, at least we can show that, look, this thing is not permitted and it has to stop. Otherwise, no matter what revolutionary steps we are taking to make our election more believable and all that, this ugly syndrome will continue to give our electoral process a bad name.
I don't know, so EFCC, on election day, this is something that, they just introduced that, okay, they'll go and bust those guys that are distributing money here and there. We saw them in Osun and we saw them in Ekiti State.
Well, let's see, but as far as I know, it's beyond EFCC. Because the magnitude of this crisis, even if you have times 10 the size of workforce of EFCC, this matter is far beyond EFCC. We need to do a lot. You see, politicians...
These are just scapegoats.
Because politicians too have weaponized, poverty. When you make people so poor, so hungry,
So 5,000 naira will make the difference.
So
10,000 naira will just
make
make
their
people
day. Looking
20,000 naira will make
desperately for
That's
anything without thinking about the consequences of their actions. Truly, they want good government. They want somebody that can come and change their lives. But when it is time to make that decision, they wouldn't remember that it shouldn't go to the highest bidder. So, but it doesn't start on the election day. During the primaries, dollar flying all over the place. Where was EFCC? How many people did they arrest? While passing on ordinary folks, you should have. Yes, now if EFCC wants to prove that it is,
And they were present.
if EFCC wants to prove to us that we should actually clap for them, you should have gone for the big guys, the powerfuls. You understand? Who are doing it openly, dollars, in big sacks. So now, on election day, small fries who are already hungry. It's bad. But how many can you arrest? But let's make some scapegoats.
Okay. I have Kundu from Karo in Nasarawa State. Thank you for joining
us.
Yes,
Mr. Ayo, yes. Yeah.
Just go ahead, please.
Yeah, Mr. Ayo. Mr. Ayo, you are doing a good job, sir. You're one of the best. Babajide, good evening, Babajide. We love you so much. Yes, Babajide. We are always enjoying you wherever you are here.
Thanks.
And the other person. Yes. My name is Hundu Tekin from local government, National State. Yes, Babajide, please, I would like to ask you, a question. This huge amount of money that VIP pays to the police who are guiding them, who is the person, spending that money? Is the money go to federal government? Is the money go to the pockets of the IG of police? That's number one. Number two, it's unfortunate that, such a thing, will happen. And I will not be surprised if this kind of attack on Apostle Suleiman was not an assassination attempt, because kidnappers can do this because those guys are serious. They are well organized. So I will not be surprised if this attack was not to eliminate him, to get him kidnapped, because a bishop was kidnapped in the east, and before you know, about 100 million was raised, and it was paid to them.
Thank you, Kundu.
And I will not be surprised if the police are involved.
Thank you, Kundu. Thank you for your contribution. All the major political parties are involved. I can tell you that.
There's no doubt about that.
There's no how you can plan for election in Nigeria now, and politicians will not plan how to bribe people.
Yes, it's part of the...
Despite the fact that they say it, that no, if they give you money, don't take it. Don't take it. But it's part of the plan.
They've done it these days, the way they do it. They start sharing the money before election day.
Yes.
They start going even from house to house to share the money.
Yes.
Before election
and
day.
Food items.
They are not, even clothes.
Yes.
I know a particular state in the Northwest.
Festival in Osun State.
In the Northwest, these clothes, these 6 yards of cotton, a tampa, what's it called? Those are Ankaras, especially, they should share to women. They start doing this thing and sharing money to ahead of the election. So sometimes they do like 3 rounds because they know that the opponent too has capacity. So the voter gets to decide on who to give his vote to based on how many times you serviced the voter. This is what is happening. People are giving salaram ahead of the election in Osun.
Yes.
Salaram. You can imagine driving a trailer load of salaram and you are taking salaram from house to house. Is that election again?
And can EFCC detect that one?
Is that election again? How did we degenerate to this level?
Salah for that last year, for this year,
Yes.
was so, I mean, the ram were so expensive.
Yes, they knew that people cannot
Afford
it. So they were now giving the ram to people. They were taking it from door to door. So by the time election came, the person who had the opportunity to eat salaram that he had given up on just felt that, the person who made it possible for me to kill salaram this year, that's the person who should get my vote. So this is what we are doing. It's such a terrible thing. If you don't plan towards it, your opponent will plan towards it.
Yes,
Let me tell you, 4 years ago, a friend of mine was telling me how they went about it in Kwara. He said 3 days to the election, they began sharing the money. 3 days. Then the night before the election, from around 6 p.m., they started so that the memory of the last set of this thing that they gave will still be fresh. So that